Have you ever played Nights into Dreams, or its sequel Nights Journey of Dreams? I used to love the original growing up, but never actually owned a full copy of the game until my brother came home with an ex-rental from a Blockbuster that was getting rid of all of its Sega Saturn stock. No, what I used to play was a demo of the game, and what better time than Christmas to talk about it? Today, I'm going to show you Christmas Nights into Dreams, a Christmas-themed demo of the original game packed with loads of bonus content. Given away for free at selected retailers or on the front cover of issue 14 of the UK's official Sega Saturn magazine, Christmas Nights is a one-level demo that actually has a lot more going on than it looks like. The first thing to note is that the game uses a calendar feature, something I hadn't seen before in games at the time. Depending on when you set the Saturn's internal date and time, different events and features will be unlocked. The biggest notable difference is that if you play the game between March and October, the game looks like its original counterpart, but if you play the game between November and February, you get a winter theme instead. This could be like the grass being covered in snow, to enemies and objects taking on a Christmas theme. Even the title screen and menus change depending on the time and date set on the Saturn. For example, if you're nursing a hangover on New Year's Day, the game will greet you with a Happy New Year. Even though it seems like such a minor feature by today's standards, it still amazed me back in 1996. And even with newer games such as Metal Gear Solid 3 or Batman Arkham Asylum, it still interests me when games use the internal clock on the console to trigger in-game events. But as it's Christmas, let's leave it in that mode and see what the demo has to offer. From the main menu, you get three choices: Dream, Presents, and Options. Dream allows you to pick between either Elliot or Claris as you go through Spring Valley, defeating the end boss Gilwing at the very end. Presents allows you to look at any of the bonus content you've unlocked by beating that level, and Options is filled with the same things that most option screens are filled with. If you play the game around Christmas, you actually get a bit of a story. The premise is that Elliot and Claris are walking around their hometown, but they notice that all the crowds are just rushing about and only really focused on buying presents. There's not really much of a holiday spirit. They see that a big tower in town is decorated much like a Christmas tree, but it's actually missing a star. So they decide to go off to Nightopia in the Night Dimension, and with the help of Knights, bring back a star to hopefully get some Christmas joy back into the crowds. All of that is complete nonsense, but you do actually get a special opening and ending if you complete the game with both characters. You even get treated to a lovely a cappella of the main song of the game.
In a dream I could see you are not far away.
The gameplay itself is exactly the same as the original game, as the player controls Knights through 4 rounds or Mars, with the aim of getting back the 4 ideas that are stolen from you at the start of the level. Each idea is locked away in an idea capture, and you have to acquire 20 blue balls or chips just so you can unlock them. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing any of that correctly, let alone whether any of that makes any sense. But the story was never something I was even bothered about in the original game, let alone this demo. To me, it was all about the gameplay, in which I try and fly around as fast as possible while also trying to maximise my score. Even though the game is rendered in 3D, you actually move along a 2D plane. You can perform loops that will collect items or hurt enemies, a spin dash that will increase your speed or knock away enemies, or using the LNR triggers you can perform aerial manoeuvres. The controls take no time to get used to, but I'd highly recommend using the Sega Saturn's analog controller to really maximise your score and get the fastest times. At the end of the level, you fight a Christmas-themed Gilwing, with the aim of either flying into his face and spin dashing it off, or making a loop and blasting it into nothing. Once that's all over, you're then greeted with the main way to unlock all the bonus content in the demo, and that's with Presents. It's a simple match 2 game, and every time you unlock a pair, another extra is added to the main Presents menu. You only get a limited amount of chances per go, and finding the Realitile, Knight's nemesis from the main game, instantly ends this. The presents always stay in the same places though, so as long as you remember what you clicked and where it was, you'll easily be able to obtain them all. At the beginning, you're only really unlocking things like concept art, but by the time you've actually unlocked all of the presents, you've uncovered some real gems. 2 of them are the main reason why I often go back to playing this demo. Unlockables like the karaoke mode, Melody Box and Nightopian collection are pretty cool, as is the time attack mode, in which you have to set the fastest lap by collecting all the items in a stage and making it past the start line. But it's the Link Attack and Sonic mode that I remember the most from the demo. Link Attack challenges you with getting the highest link possible, which means hitting every single item and going through every single loop as fast as possible, without breaking your combo. This is something that back when I was younger I didn't seem to have any issue with, but thanks to my Saturn's internal battery dying, I've managed to lose all my high scores. Playing this today to try and get a high score, it's made me realise that I'm nowhere near as good as I used to be, but that's probably because I'm not 9 anymore and have ample free time to try. Easily the best unlockable though is the ability to play as Sonic. The fact that you can run around in a fully 3D world as him was absolutely mind-blowing back when I was younger. And even though I am looking at it with rose-tinted glasses and quite a lot of nostalgia, it still really does the job for me, even if the camera is a complete nightmare and you can't really see what you're doing half the time. It even changes the end level boss to a reskinned Dr. Robotnik version of one of the main bosses from the main game. You can even pop the disc inside your computer and get some hidden wallpapers from the CD. Graphically, like most 3D Saturn games, it's a little rough to look at these days, but the characters, enemies and levels all have that Sonic Team charm to them. The music also, if you play around Christmas time, really sets the mood. It takes weeks for me to get the ending song out of my head, so would I recommend finding this demo, let alone purchasing it over the original game? Personally for me, I'd say yes. There's a lot more to do in this demo than there is in the full game. I mean, yes, you can go for high scores and fastest times in it, but the Link Attack mode and the Sonic mode really stands out for me. It's one of my fondest memories of Christmas, and I really do enjoy playing it around this time of year. And now that the review's done, I'm going to try and obtain the unobtainable and get a 999 Link combo. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.